Well, hello again, world, and welcome right back into my garden. This is Anne from Yard Steading in Jamaica. Listen, I'm in the garden. This is Saturday morning. It's a tad late. All right, so I want to show you some things. Um, I've been harvesting callaloo like crazy. Callaloo is good this season. Yes, I don't have much in the garden right now because I'm in bread prep mode. Still prepping beds. um Not just prepping but totally restructuring the garden. So let me pan you around and show you some of what is happening in the garden. All right, so I have been moving out stuff and I have placed a couple of stuff into different grow bins. So I moved the tamarind that was here. It was right there in a blue bucket, and I've put it into the ground, but it is in a above ground bed. So it's in the soil, but the soil is not the marl initially. So it has some growing downwards to do before it actually hits what is the marl. All right. So I am considering, sorry, it's still going well. I am considering putting a Jew plum tree right here. I'm going to cut this moringa and allow it to spring back. But when it is cut down, it will give the Jew plum some time to spring up. And you're going to ask me why am I planting the trees so near? May I mimic the forest because make my pan around and make bush. You see over there, so? Hold on. You see that bush? Nobody don't space the tree them. You see everything I thrive? Alright, so that is my intent. So this is my um this is star fruit that has been put in one of my 20 by 18 grow bin. So it's 20 inches wide long, or should I say high, by 18 inches wide. Yeah. So that is my star fruit that has been planted in there. And I tell you, all of the soil that I have put in containers now, they have some gravel in there. And in some cases, a combination of sand and gravel. For drainage purposes, y'all, because I have lost 2 star fruit plants and that because of root rot. So drainage. All right, so this is a planting sucker removed from the front yard into the back. So this is in this region where you see all of this now is where I had that covered bed, and I wanted to see just how bright this area is right now. It is ultra bright. So this is another grow bin. I have not yet transplanted into it what I need to put in there. This is another grow bin that I made. So what I did was I have a grow bin, then I make one from cinder blocks. Grow bin, cinder blocks, but right here so is a difference because I wanted this 22-inch wide bin to be at the entering in, and I'll tell you why later on. So this bin, so right here you have 2 cinder block bins beside each other. So this is where my tamarind now resides. Yes. So the tamarind now lives there. And then we have this grow bin being the final grow bin on this chapter. Then I'm going to be going up that way. Up that way, where you see all of that bush, I'm going to have to be clearing out some of that stuff so that I can go that way with some plants. But for now, right where you see I have all of this lumber stuff piled up is the thing from the coop that was pulled down. All right, so right here, I am going to be clearing this up today so that I can put another 2 beds in that area, or 3, because I think I have space for 3 beds. And all of this side is going to be plants that are in container, fruit trees. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. So on to the things that are growing. So almost all my pepper trees have returned to normal. So all of the pale yellow trees are greening up, and I see blossoms forming on some of them already. See, all my yellow fruit trees are greening, pepper trees rather are greening. Um, So I bought what was purported to be onion seeds. Yes, I bought what should have been onion seeds. Alas, these are not onions, these are chives. Look at that now. So when I thought I had onion growing, and if I was being attentive, I would have recognized that they weren't. But that is what happens when you're not being very attentive. So these are not onion but chives, and it's not garlic chive, these are onion chives. So the onion chives put out a purple blue blossom, but the garlic chive put out a white blossom. None of these have blossomed yet. So it's based on smell and taste that I am telling you that these are onion chives. They taste more like onion than garlic. So that's where it is. So what's left of my pak choy coming up nicely. The slugs have eaten their share, and I guess what is left is mine now. So I tell them thanks for the remainder. So I sow some zinnia seeds, and I'm telling you, this is the best germination rate I've had from sowing zinnias in a long time. So those are zinnias, y'all, and those are zinnias over there. See that pile over there? That's zinnias. Hold on. So I have zinnias here. Those are zinnias. I don't see any coming up in this. And for some strange reason, moving that piece of lemongrass appear to kill it. I don't know why. I have some zinnias coming up in this as well, where I have the French thyme. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. All right. So another tomato casualty. Do not know what is happening with tomatoes. This is the only tomato that look like it going anywhere. I'm not worrying with nothing this season. If you want to die, die. Is the fittest of the fittest going to survive around here. I'm going to take this pumpkin up because I don't really want any pumpkin here. Let me show you where I've planted some pumpkin seedlings that I have. I think I want them to run along that stretch of corridor up there. So I put them where them don't go, them not going to entangle with anything. Hold on a moment, let me show you. So this mound of soil that I have here, right beside that bed, the bed that has in the peppers and callaloo, I found all of these. I didn't sow any of them. I find them in the yard and I took them up, transplanted them a couple of days ago. Yeah. So I'm going to turn them to go up there behind the chicken coop. Yep. Oh yes, that's what they're going to do. I've not watered yet here, people, and it's after 7. Late bug this morning. So I really need to get this cherry tree sorted out because it is flopping over in the way. I planted some string beans. I see a couple of them coming up. Mm. Let's watch and see, no? That was what, 2 days ago? So to have some germinating already is good. So that is 1, 2, 3. I can see so far, yeah. Germinating, that's good. All right. So I have more chives over here. These are chives as well. And I sow some beetroot in this bed. And some of them have come up already. These are beets. That's beet. I have more beets around here, yeah. Beets and chives and planting coming up. Yeah, chive, more beets right here. This is a moringa that I don't really need right there. Yeah, so a little thing is going on. So my my orange around here has put on some new leaf and look like powdery mildew is going to take it up. So I need to go and get some cinnamon powder to come and sprinkle on this tree. Oh yes. All right. So this bed is my bed into which I will be planting this week. Now, lazy bug, me and my lazy attitude, right? So I have not sown any seed yet because the intent was to have kickstarted with some seed that I would have purchased, seedling rather, that I would have purchased from my regular seedling shop. However, I went there yesterday to get seedling and they had none. Can you believe that? So what I'm going to be doing now is to direct sow cabbages, and kale. in this bed. So what I'm going to be doing is planting 2 seeds per hole, and whichever one comes up and looks nicely, I leave the nice one and I take out the weaker one. I don't like wasting seeds like that, you know. But I might not have to do that, you know. I could possibly find another place to transplant it, because in the grow bins that I have situated, ha, in the grow bins that I have already situated, let me take you back up. I can actually stick cabbages in here. I can, whatever I'm planting, I can put cabbages in there. This is supposed to be a veggie bed. I don't know what kind of vegetable I'm going to put in there. Something that tolerates a whole heap of sun. Might put 2 sweet peppers in there, or 3. Probably can hold all 6. Yeah, sweet peppers in there. Yeah. So I can put some, whatever fruit tree I plant in there, I can put some vegetables around it. Of course. I'm not out of space. I can whatever. I'm not planting more than 20, 10 of each, because I have no intent to grow food for wasting, not this season. Seeds have become premium, you see? So I think I might put some corn in this bed initially because of its exposure to the sun. Yeah. I might put some corn in there initially. Yes, sir. Yeah. That's kind of what's going on in the top garden. But let me show you some stuff in the front garden. Okay, so we're back in the front now. So in the front, I had to go and replace a couple of my fruit trees that died. So the star fruit you see in the back was purchased with this East Indian mango tree, which is an engrafted mango tree. This cherry tree that is in bloom, and this cherry appears to be a bigger cherry than the one that I have in the back. Yep. So that's cherry. I purchased another apple tree because apple tree really don't like Longville Park. And I'm going to be planting this in one of those bins I made from the welded mesh. Another guava that I might put in one of those welded mesh bins that I'm going to be making. I need to make another 2 or 3 of those, right? Ha! I found me susumba. This was growing at work near one of those pipes. I do not know. Must be bird carried the seed there, because it's not an area where I have ever seen this before. So I asked one of my co-worker to take it out of the soil for me, and he did. So there is susumba. I'm going to transplant that in the back garden shortly. Yes, sir. Me go on. I had a run-in with some goats. Goats came into my yard and ate down my banana plants. See? All the leaves were gone. So it's making a comeback. I am so happy. Said I wasn't going to say anything to the owner of the goats, but boy, I couldn't keep my tongue. So I saw him and I said, "Sir, you do realize your goats came into my yard and ate down my banana?" And like I suspected, all him says, "True." So I just leave it right there, so I don't carry it go no further. All right, this is my peppermint plant that I need to propagate. I need to propagate this peppermint because the last time I had peppermint and I did not do any propagation, when the bush decided it must die, I never have any peppermint. So I'm going to be propagating this peppermint. I am seriously thinking of taking the asparagus from this bin and transplanting them into something way wider. I don't know why. I don't feel like them going to stay in the sand very well. On the flowery side of thing now. So all right, flowers. I have 2 different type of, mama said them name cocoa rose right here. So I can never remember what this flower is, but it blooms are pretty white. This is a red hibiscus. Sorry, I caught it after the bloom fell off, but it has already bloomed. That hibiscus plant has bloomed. Oh, the bloom on that is dead as well. This blooms a nice pinky looking flower. The bloom dried up. So I think I showed it one year when it was in bloom. I have what them call clover. It have another name and I can't remember the name. Let me show you the plant. That is this plant. I think it's a purple clover. It have another name. I don't remember the other name. But this has been blooming for almost 2 months or maybe more. Or maybe more. I've had this plant for what, about 4 years? Let me tell you what happens every year. After a while, you don't see anything in the plant, in the pot. The leaves, everything just disappears. And if you're not aware, you think that the plant has died, but it tends to come right back up. So this year, I planted, I planted this, I transplanted it from the ground back into the pot. I just took up the rhizomes and put them in this pot and seemed to be doing better in the pot than it was doing in the ground. So my mint is making a comeback. I am so happy. I do not want a pomegranate in this mint. I'm going to be trimming it up. I'm a little afraid to touch the something. I am going to be trimming it up and I think I'm going to transplant it in a bigger container in the back garden. So the plant appears to be dying. This planting fell down a week ago. I literally stood here and counted how many fingers a plant is on the something. It's all of 21. It appears to be dying. I am praying. Them look a little fuller than the other day. So I'm hoping that even though it appears to be dying, it's really not dying. And that the plantings will actually come to maturity or as close as humanly possible to it. Yep, that's my ask. Am I being naive? No, maybe. Wee, Lord help on. So counting fruit trees in my yard. And I'm going to speak of those that are bearing first and foremost. The Julie mango tree bears. The Nesberry has borne. The pomegranates have been bearing fruit for a while. Yep, the sweet sap sugar apple has been bearing. There's a humongous mulberry in the backyard that has been bearing for a while. The same one my son had accidentally cut down. It came back up. Um, it came back up. Unable to get to it because there's so much bush around it right now. So it bore, and I was not able to harvest anything because I was not permitted to go into the bushes to get the fruit. Okay, all right. So that would be 5 fruit trees that are already bearing. I have two oranges, two oranges. So that would be 7. There is a guinea, which would be 8. There's a jackfruit, that's 9. Grape, 10. Apple, 11. Guava, 12. June plum, 13. East Indian mango, 14. Cherries, 15. Custard apple, 16. What else? There's a lemon that makes 17. And I have another citrus that I'm not sure what it is. That would make 18. 18 fruit trees. Tamarind 19, starfruit 20, soursop 21. Hey, girl not counting properly. Look at that O. Yeah, 21. So it's 21 fruit trees. Not bad. Did I count? No, I did not count those. Uh I have what's this one called again? Oh, can I not remember this? The bougie one. Yeah, the bougie fruit there. I can't remember what name. I will remember before I'm done. And I'll just say it randomly. I have 2 different cultivars. Right. Hmm. Dragon fruit. That's it. I have dragon fruit. Yeah, not bearing yet. But they will bear. I am guaranteeing you that these will bear. All right. That's kind of what is going on in the garden, fruit-wise. Yeah. Not going bad. There are some more fruit trees that I need to add though, and we'll be adding in a short time. Enough yapping for a day. Until we meet again in the garden, let me hasten to say thank you to all my subscribers, old and new. Something moved in the tree behind me, that's why I looked here. If you are new here, thank you for making it yard studying in Jamaica. To my old subscribers, thank you for staying the course. I know I've been missing in action, folks, but it's just the nature of my life. If you have not yet subscribed, please to do so. Continue to like the videos, to share the videos, to leave your comments, and to press that post notification bell so that you can be made aware each time a new video is uploaded. Until we meet again right here in the garden, have a blessed day. Jah guide.